Every criminal case feels complicated at first. Dozens of witnesses, hundreds of pages of evidence, years of legal arguments. But when a case actually collapses, it doesn't usually happen because of all of that. It happens because one detail the defense cannot explain away. In this case, it wasn't DNA. It wasn't a confession. It was a 44 seconds of video recorded without anyone realizing what it would become. From the beginning, the defense built its case around one simple idea. When the murders happened, the defendant was not there. Not at the kennels, not nearby. Gone already. If that claim held, the prosecution's case became fragile. No eyewitnesses, no direct physical proof placing him at the scene at the exact moment. Everything dependent on that timeline staying intact. Earlier that evening, one of the victims recorded a short video on a phone. It wasn't meant to document anything important. No narration, no setup. Just an ordinary moment at the kennels. For a while, it seemed insignificant, until investigators realized what else had been captured. In the background of that video, a voice can be heard. Not clearly speaking to the camera, not addressing anyone directly, just there. And once people started listening carefully, something became impossible to ignore. Multiple witnesses, people who knew the defendant well, identified that voice as his. This wasn't just inconvenient. It was devastating. For one reason only. The defendant had already told investigators he was not at the kennels at that time. Not earlier, not briefly, not there. The video placed him at the exact location minutes before the murders. And once that happened, the case changed shape. At that point, the defense had only a few possible paths forward. They could argue the voice wasn't his. They could argue the video timestamp was wrong. Or they could argue he simply forgot being there. One by one, those options collapsed. The voice identification came from people who knew him for years. The phone data matched the surrounding timeline. And changing his story from "I wasn't there" to "I don't remember being there" made the contradiction worse, not better. And now, this is the moment the jury didn't need to solve anything else. They didn't need a perfect motive. They didn't need every movement accounted for. They only needed to answer one simple question. Why would someone lie about being at the exact place where two people were murdered minutes later? The defense never gave them a convincing answer. Once that lie was established, every other argument had to sit on top of it. And juries don't build reasonable doubt on top of proving contradictions. They reject them. From that point forward, the trial wasn't about what might have happened. It was about what could no longer be denied. Every case turns on one thing. In this one, it wasn't a dramatic confession. It wasn't forensic science. It was a 44 seconds of video that placed the defendant somewhere he said he had never been. That was a detail the defense could never get past. That was the fatal detail.